guys, and welcome to the podcast that is actively suing Hideo Kojima, with the person leading the charge being Landen, because, he doesn't really like Kojima anyway. I'm the Dean of Games, the Dean Slater on all platforms, and joining me today is a lot of people, but first, the aforementioned Landen.
Hello.
So, yeah, Kojima stole our puppet idea, and Landen
That's a
already
pretty solid case right there. That's a lawsuit that you're for sure gonna win, for sure.
Yeah, and Landen already doesn't like Kojima, so hates him. Death Stranding, what's that to Landen?
It's a very weird game.
I never got through the idea of the first one, but the second one, it hasn't sold me on the first one, but it's selling me on the sequel.
It's looking like a fever dream. Yeah, I played the first one, beat the first one, watched a video of what I had already played, and still did not understand that game. So, I'm sure the same for this sequel.
Oh yeah, the guitar alone. The guitar being a beam rifle and an literal axe while he's fighting a giant mech baby.
Yeah, fucking wild.
Also joining me today is, of course, as usual, Gavin. Gavin wants to die, as usual.
Hi, Gavin.
And then also my lovely wife, Angela.
Hello.
So, this is Extra, your weekly gaming news podcast covering the news leading up to Sunday. Oh, hold on. It was supposed to be Sunday, February 4th, and that's not happening. Sunday, February 11th.
It's the week of my birthday.
Yep. It's true. It's technically the week of Gavin's birthday, too.
That, too.
If you like us, you can go to patreon.com/thebriefing-room. Let's get to some news, and the news in this case is a fantasy critic draft. So, what we're doing is we are drafting games that are going to be coming out this year but haven't come out yet, that we think will score highly with reviews. I think it's based on Metacritic, or is it based on OpenCritic?
I believe it's OpenCritic.
OpenCritic. So OpenCritic is a site that takes all the reviews and amalgamates it into a single number. So one guy might give a game a 6, but if another guy gives it a 9, that puts it at 7.5, somewhere in there. So that's what we're looking at. Points. 70 is, if it scores a 70, that's a 0. Anything above 70 is 1 point up to 90, and anything past 90 is 2 points. So if it's a 92, that's 22 points. Or no, 24 points. And then anything under 70, that's subtracting points. Do you guys all understand that?
I sure do.
Not really.
I'll try.
You'll get it. Just choose your favorite games. That might work.
I just woke up.
I don't think that's a game.
It could be a game. It could be a game. You don't know. There's a lot of weird games out there. We had a... Let me tell you, Landen, real quick, before we get into anything, the audience loves when we talk about work.
Oh.
The app was losing its absolute shit.
How
It-
so?
Well, first of all, for me and a couple other people, it just kept crashing. So we kept having to reopen it just constantly. It was more than the one or two that's normal. It was just constantly crashing. But even when it was crashed, the other thing that it was losing its shit on was it kept telling us when the same truck was arriving over and over again. For like 4 hours, it was constant, hey, the truck's going to be here, the truck's going to be here. The truck already arrived. We'd already taken care of the truck, but it kept giving us notifications. Every like 30...
Yeah, I got a screenshot of that, and it was like 20-something different notifications about the truck.
Yeah, it fucking sucked.
I got a notification that wasn't even a notification.
Yeah, it was just blank. I got that too. Let's get to the rules. It is a snake draft. So if you pick last in the first round, you'll pick first in the second round. Just imagine having all of our names lined up and you're just drawing zigzags and it looks like the slithering of a snake. That's why it's called a snake draft. So we are only going to be drafting 5 games and 1 counter pick in this. But we have we can have a team of up to 12 games with 2 counter picks. A counter pick is you're picking a game that you either think is not going to come out or will review poorly, that someone else has drafted. So the counter pick deadline for the one that you don't draft today is November 1st. You can drop 3 will not release games. Like if the game gets delayed, you have 3 free drops. Otherwise you can't drop them. And then you have 1 will release drop, where if the previews are really, really bad and the game's on your team and it is coming out that year, you can drop 1 of those types of games.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what you pick, because whatever Angela picks is going to end up winning.
What? Fuck you.
Hey, there's no Baldur's Gate 3 for her to just dominate with, all right?
Didn't mean to, okay? I didn't even know.
That's
How
for
does-
fucking 0 points and her for fucking 8.
Yeah, it was something like that. And it was all Baldur's Gate.
I think one of them was a different one, but I don't remember what it was.
Let's see.
Attention.
So the games that you don't draft, the other 7 slots, that's part of a bidding system. It's the secret bidding. So we don't know who's bidding on what game. You have a $100 budget, and so you don't know who's bidding on what. So you could bid on a game that had just been announced at a showcase or whatever, and let's say you put $10 down. But then someone else also saw that same showcase and put $22 towards the game. Their $22 beats your $10. I don't recommend putting $22 because again, you have 7 slots. That's
not much money left over.
Yeah, but that's the idea. Is you don't know what someone else is bidding, so you kind of have to play that chess game of how much do I put in if I really want that game. Oh, it is my turn to draft. That's fortuitous. Okay, excellent. I'm really excited about this. I've been keeping this secret because, yeah.
Who you going with? Who you going with? Anticipation.
Let me search. All right. Oh, is it? Ah, shit. How's it ineligible? I thought. So there's games that are ineligible.
Damn.
Yeah, there's if it's an early access or if it, I thought I had in this case DLCs, but DLCs are not eligible. That's a shame. I had this whole thing about where I was going to do a bit about how people from Soft fans are sexual deviants. I had this whole bit about like masturbating while playing the game, and I can't do that bit now. It's very sad.
Thankfully.
That's all right. I have other bits too. Question is, what do I want to go with first? Because
Jokes in my Christian podcast server? I don't think so.
you know what? I know another game. This game I think will do well. I wouldn't have picked it first overall. I would have picked it like with a second pick, but let's search. Princess Peach Showtime.
Mm.
Is that what you're going with? That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So March
The game
20
actually looks pretty good.
Yep. March 22nd is a day that will forever go down in.
Shit, that game comes out on March 22nd?
Yep.
Rise of Ronin, Dragon's Dogma 2? Holy shit.
It's a day that will forever be important to me and Angela.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a girl that has really come into her own the last year or so.
Oh my god.
And on that day, she's always taking my attention away from my wife. And that girl's name is Princess Peach.
That's a good first pick. Are you in charge of picking all the games for us as we say them? Or do we go in there ourselves?
Yeah, I don't see how.
I don't see it either.
It says yours next to draft.
Maybe it's it'll pop up for me on our.
Let's see. Hold on. The next player. Okay.
Refresh. I refreshed.
Okay.
I refreshed it. It just says draft is currently in progress.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Draft.
Yep. Okay. That's good idea on the refresh.
Yeah. I can draft for anyone that can't draft, which is good because I have to. Matthew does not do so well. Matthew's also participating, by the way, fans. Matthew does not do so well with keys on a keyboard due to him not having actual fingers.
Yo, it's my turn, right?
Yep. It's your turn.
All right. I am a little impatient, and maybe I could have waited for this game. I don't know, but I'm choosing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm hyped for this game, and I think the fans are gonna love it. I think it's at least an 8 or higher. I think it's gonna be higher. So my choice is Final Fantasy VII Part 2. I am stoked for this, dude. I am so stoked for this. The hype on this game is huge.
Yep.
Oh, it's going in the order that we have it. It's like, because it's Matthew's turn.
I don't know why, because I did select randomize, and it's like, the randomize will be the order that people joined the league in, but whatever. I guess that's technically random. So.
Hell yeah.
Why is there a hammer in the yard?
What?
What's that?
So why is there a hammer? Why is there a hammer in the yard?
That's a good question.
The dog.
Yeah.
Apparently, he wanted to nail somebody.
For my first pick, I wanted to go with a game that really represented me, you know? And some could say that having a human soul in a puppet's body, I have to somewhat be plucky.
Damn it.
And so I will be going with the Plucky Squire.
Ah, damn it. You got yourself a for sure 90 or higher on that one.
Yeah.
Yep, that was one of mine, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, Angela, Gavin, I don't know if you've seen this game, but it's at times like it's a top-down, like 2D style game.
It
And
goes
then,
from top down to 2D
yeah,
side scroller to third person open world, and all the animation for each version, it looks fucking wonderful, and each one's different. It looks so good.
you're like a storybook character that can hop out of the storybook and into the
Yes.
real world.
Looks so good.
It's crazy. So next up is Gavin, and while he's choosing his game, let me go through the team names. So my team is Games University because I'm the dean of games. Landen is a fat kid with no life.
Yeah.
That fits. Yeah, that tracks. Matthew's team is That Felt Good. Gavin's team is Dead Man Walking. And Angela's team is I Don't Have Yellow Norco.
It doesn't work out.
Hmm?
So the suck is yellow Norco.
It's a pharmacy thing.
I thought so. I thought it was.
We get a lot of customers that are like, "Do you have the yellow Norco?" No, we don't have yellow Norco. It's the only one that works for me. Go away.
So are we just picking games everything are going to do well, or is this like Game Awards type shit?
Yes, games you think are going to review well.
Okay. Then I'm going to pick Black Myth Wukong.
God damn it!
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. How's your list? How's your list looking now, Landon?
Not so good, dude. Not so good. Fuck. Man. Okay.
Dude, I've been looking at that game for like a couple of years now. Dog.
Oh, same. It's gonna be. I cannot wait, dude. I cannot wait.
So, Gavin, do you want me to type it in for you? Or you got it. I can do that.
Lazy.
Okay.
You fucking would.
If I could type. Okay, Black Myth Wukong, select. Add game for publisher. Boom. Angela,
Okay.
you're up.
How do I do this?
So...
Or where do I type, I guess?
For me, it was at...
game.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. So I've been thinking.
You got 2 straight picks.
Oh, I do.
Let's see how many games you can steal from Landon.
I swear.
So oh, that's ineligible. Sad day. Okay. I'll go with my next one. Which was... Has Dragon's Dogma 2 been picked yet?
It has not.
No, it hasn't. I don't know if I was gonna for sure pick it, but that game is. I'm picking that game up day one as well.
Yeah, that was one of the better showings from the State of Play. In a State of Play that, frankly, there was one game that didn't have a good presentation, but the game looked good. But so now you got Dragon's Dogma 2. Where are you going with next? What are you thinking?
Oh yeah, I gotta pick the next one. Huh.
Yeah.
Let's see. My next one would be Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh. There is someone here that cannot play that game because for context, the character has going on with her brain. I'm not going to go too into it. But
are you talking about? Is that the shit with the voices? Yeah, I can't play that.
Yeah, she hears voices, and the way they do the audio design, if you have surround sound, like the voices will come from different speakers. If you have headphones, it'll come from each side of your headphone at different times. It
Kind of
is
like in a
nuts. Great audio design.
if you're playing Phasmophobia, you can hear things
Oh,
walking around behind you.
yes.
I
Yep.
love
Oh god.
I
That's gonna
love
fuck.
hate that. I love hate that too.
Oh yeah, you would. Yeah, how do you think I feel?
That's just his normal life. That's him without headphones.
Bullshit.
Speaking of which, it is your turn, Gavin.
I'm gonna choose Little Nightmares 3.
Oh.
I didn't hear Elena get upset, so that's might not have been one of his picks.
No, it is not. Finally. But everything else has been Senua, Dragon's Dogma, Black Myth, The Plucky Squire, Princess Peach. It wasn't necessarily high on my list, but it was on my list.
Mm-hmm. You
So-
know, Jenna's gonna want that.
Oh yeah, for sure. So for me, again, I want to draft games that not only will do well, but kind of represent me, right? So I mentioned before, in case no one has ever paid attention to me, I have the soul of a real human child, but it's in the body of a puppet, right? So I want to go with a game where the main character is normally in a normal body, but in this, he's in a paper body instead. And that is
Ooh.
Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door remake.
All right. That's a good call.
Already it did well the first time round, so why not? People have been asking for that game.
So, pick number 2 for me. Oh, yeah. If it's going to let me choose it, for sure. The Elden Ring DLC. That's an easy one.
It was ineligible. I was sad.
Didn't
No,
let me choose.
that game is not eligible.
No,
No.
remember I was talking about how I wanted to draft it first overall so I could do a bit about FromSoft players being sexual deviants.
Man.
That would have been my first overall pick.
Oh, it's
You would-
guaranteed. That's guaranteed points. Like
I know.
Yeah.
I thought I had DLC set as eligible, but I guess I did not. That's on me.
Yeah, bum.
Man, okay.
I specifically wanted that game, so I thought for sure I hit DLC so I could have that DLC for that joke.
There it is. I'm gonna do Rise of Ronin. I think that game looks great. I think it doesn't get anything lower than an 8. The fact that I saw a ninja or samurai, whatever he is, take a grappling hook to the top of a building to launch himself off the building into an Avatar Aang-style glider and glide around the open world city, then drop off the glider into a horse
Land
already
all
running.
horse.
Let's
Yes.
go, dude. Let's go.
It looked awesome. It looked awesome for sure. I'm not into that style of combat, but everything else about that game sold me on that game. Even though I know I'm not going to like the combat. I'm not a perfect parry type person.
Looks like the best version of Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah. So let's see. Where do I want to go? So there are 3 games I think I could pick up that would get points for sure. That I don't know. 2 of them I don't know if anyone else will draft, but one of them, should I grab the one that someone might draft first? I think that's what I'm going to do. So with my second pick, I'm going with an oldie but a goodie. Recently had a movie, which was not a goodie, but was shown off earlier this year, and holy shit. Dun 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 dun! Dun dun dun!
Okay.
Oh.
Dun 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 dun! Stupid title though. I still think the great I get it from the trailer. I understand why they call it the Great Circle now. Still stupid title.
Puts it back in my shoes, right?
It's about to be your shoes. I have one more pick.
Oh, that's right, because it's snakes. Damn.
Yeah. Don't worry. My next two picks, I don't know if you were gonna pick anyway. My question is, which one do I choose first? Okay, I'm gonna go with the one I feel like is the more guaranteed choice because they're both indie games, what I'm looking at.
Okay.
And one is from a studio that kind of did something, but it was something they had done before they were official. And then it was a fan game that then became a game. But whatever. The other game I'm looking at has had two very successful games. One of them, let me find it real quick. One of them, me and Angela watched a group called Achievement Hunter play a lot of. And the other, that was a multiplayer game. The other was a single player game that did quite well. And so I am selecting Earthblade from the developer of Celeste and Towerfall. And now it's your turn, Landon.
All right, I'm going to make this quick. I'm doing mine Assassin's Creed Red. That got an extra development year on this bad boy, and these Assassin's Creed games have been getting good reviews, even when they dialed it back with Mirage. So, Assassin's Creed Red is my go-to on this guy.
See, I like the Assassin's Creed franchise, but and even though I'm excited to see what Red's about, was not on my list. All right, so you chose. Now it's
Hell yeah.
Matthew's turn. My turn, and you kind of gave away what your next pick is, and it's on my list too, so I might just steal it from you. What he's referring to is it's a studio that did a fan game for Sonic, and Sega actually allowed them to officially release that game, and it was called Sonic Mania, and now they're doing their own game with their own character, and it's called Penny's Big Breakaway. You son of a bitch. All right, so, Gavin.
I'm trying to find. Where the fuck did it go?
So, how's everyone feeling about while he's looking for that game, how's everyone feeling about their team so far?
Although most mine's been stolen, I still feel pretty good about mine.
Yeah, I feel good about mine too. I mean, Peach
Where the fuck did it go? I know I saw it.
I mean, it's your draft anyway. What are you looking for?
I was like making sure that I actually saw it, but I was pretty sure I saw it. I was gonna go with the Silent Hill 2 remake.
Let's see. Hold on. It is available. You want me to draft it for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Princess Peach for me and Indiana Jones are both coming out this year, I believe, in my heart of hearts. Earthblade I'm not as sure about, but I'm still happy with my picks. And Angela, it is your turn.
It is my turn. I'm thinking. I was thinking about making a pick for the girls that they would like.
Oh, yeah?
It's going to be random, out from left field. If I can, let me see.
There's a game I hope Angela doesn't draft. If Angela doesn't draft it, I don't think anyone else drafts it. And I think
I
it'll
was going to pick Unicorn Overlord.
Oh, yeah.
I just recently seen this game. That game looks wonderful.
Yeah.
And then my next one, let's see. What the fuck? Is somebody dying?
What is happening?
Yeah, like what the fuck?
I
Are
think
we
Yeah, that was my bad.
are we okay?
he's at someone's place, so he might have been. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Unicorn Overlord.
And
That's a
then
that's a pretty hyped game right now.
it
People are really
is
excited about it.
Metaphor Refantasio.
Oh, actually, that's a pretty good pick. That's a pretty good pick. I actually don't know why I didn't have that on my list. Because absolutely it should be on my list. That game, Gavin, it's your turn. I'll fan for you. Metaphor Refantasio is actually from the developers of the original Persona 3, 4, and 5 team. And in case all of you have been under a rock, I love me some Persona.
Yeah, you do. You've been playing through all the games again.
So I don't know why I did not have that on my list. That's crazy.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. Why didn't I have it on my list?
But thank you for not.
So I know nothing about this game. I just hear the first installment of this game being thrown around a lot. I'm gonna go with Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2.
Okay, yeah.
That game looks great. It was already supposed to come out, actually.
Yeah. So for me, me and Angela had a friend in high school that was all about Warhammer to the point where he made me overstimulated with Warhammer to the point where I don't care about the franchise. And the game looks good too. It's just I don't. Angela, do you remember when Ben used to talk about that?
Yes, that's what I thought you were talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
All
That's
the
why I
time.
think that's why I think it's going to receive well, is because Warhammer fans are crazy over that game.
You know, I was gonna make I've said that multiple times. I was gonna do a whole bit with Elden Ring and
You should have done
Elden
something
Ring
with that.
Elden Ring fans being sexual deviants. I could have done Warhammer 40K fans being sexual deviants, and it probably would have worked out better. But you know, it is what it is. You live and you learn. Okay. Not seeing it. Did you put it in, or do you need me to put it in?
I'll say you got me up for this. You can put it for me.
Okay. And now it is Matthew's turn. Okay, so let's see. What game do I want to draft? Oh, I bet this is a franchise. I have an idea. This is a franchise that I know Landon is super into, right? And so maybe I can steal it from him. It still fits my motif of trying to have games that represent me, because there is a space axolotl type thing in this game, and it's from the people that did the Division games, but it is called Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, that was my next pick. Yeah.
So Landon, it's your turn now. We only after this round, it's last last game for each of us for what we can draft, and then we got to draft our counter picks.
Yeah, let me just look at my notes here. Give me a second. Everyone wants to steal my games. Okay, I still got a pretty good one. I got a good one. Let's see if it'll let me choose it. It might not actually count. I wouldn't even call them an indie studio anymore. Yeah, let's go. I'm going Hades 2 by Supergiant Games.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And it let me pick them. So, hell yes, let's go.
Yeah, well, I don't think the early access has started for that yet.
It hasn't. So I'm kind of making a risky move with that because I'm hoping the early access starts here in the next 2 or 3 months and then the game actually releases by the end of the year. That's my goal. But if it does, that game's a 9 or a 10 for sure.
So, for me, I already know what my 5th pick is going to be. Because my 5th pick is a game that I'm not fully convinced will come out. But if it does come out, oh boy, will the butter start to churn with those reviews. So I'm really just debating on my 4th pick. And there is 2 games that I'm looking at for my 4th pick. One is the 3rd game from a developer that got really popular and their first 2 games have popped off. I'm not entirely sure what those games did open critic wise, but like those games have popped off. And then the other one is an indie game that's a sequel to a game that apparently is like highly influential in the indie scene from a way back. So it's like, do I go with like a game that hits with a lot of people because it's a mobile game, or do I go with a more obscure indie game that that kind of inspired a lot of other indie games? And I think I know which way I'm going to go with that. So for this game, it is I also don't know if this game's going to come out this year because it doesn't have an official date. But this game, I just found out about it recently. I posted my reaction to it and how I didn't know there was a first one. And a bunch of people came into my comment section and were like, oh no, there was a first one. It was really good. It is like the indie game that started indie games. Is basically what the comment section was telling me. And that is World of Goo, and I'm drafting its sequel, World of Goo 2. I'm gooing it up, boys.
Nice.
I really don't remember that game.
I didn't either, but apparently it's like highly influential for indie games. But it was at the sequel was shown off at, I want to say, Summer Game Fest. Either that or it was Game Awards. It was one of Jeff Keighley's events. So now it's time for a game. Again, I don't know if it comes out, but it the Switch has had a good life, right? And a lot of people believe there's a new Switch coming to town later this year. But there's a game that was announced in the first year of the Switch's life that still is not out. and I feel like it has to come out while the Switch still breathes. And for that reason, and because I just really want to play that game because I love the franchise, I am choosing Metroid Prime 4.
Mm.
Hashtag doubt.
Yeah,
Mhm.
again, that's why I had it as my last pick. You know, have games that I have better feelings about.
And they
But
could always move it to the new Switch 2.0, whatever they put out.
yeah, that game was announced at Metroid Prime 4
Launch,
was
right?
announced in 2018. Think about that. 2018 it was announced. It is now Landon's last pick.
Well, I have a secure vote, or not vote, but a secure last pick, but I think I'm going to change it up and do something a little bit more riskier. I'm going to go with Metal Gear Solid Delta. I know you're not sure if that is actually going to come out this year, but PlayStation had like that trailer that
Yeah.
showed everything that's supposed to come out this year, and it was in the trailer. So that's my last vote right there.
Hey, Landon. That was
Yeah.
on my list.
Ah, nice. Yeah, if it does come out, I feel like it's a guaranteed 9 or 10.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. Do I type in Delta or?
You could type in Delta, yeah.
There it is. Boom. Pick number 5. And I can't wait to do my counter pick.
I have a feeling I know what you're gonna choose.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you son of a bitch. All right. My pick. I'm gonna go with a game. It's from a franchise that I don't know very well. But the franchise comes from a creator that I know both Dean and Landon really, really like. Um, so I'm feeling it could be good. And that's Sandland from Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball.
You know, you just saying that made me think I could have picked up Sparking Zero. I feel like that would have been a good pick.
That could have been a good pick. And there's still 2 people that could draft it. You just gave your competition ideas.
Yeah, my bad. I'll shut up.
You're good. They need all the help they can get.
Fuck you.
Go fuck yourself.
That was rude and uncalled for.
Have you not been reading me and Landon's Discord chats to each other?
No.
Oh. About to
We've
now.
been we've been really talking shit to each other about who's gonna win. All right, Gavin, it's your turn.
I'm gonna go a little old school.
Oh, old school, huh?
This one. And I'm gonna choose like I don't know if it'll do well. I know I enjoyed it growing up, but I'm gonna go with Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered.
Okay.
Can you say that again? What was that?
Tomb Raider
Oh, okay.
Let's see if you
with
can draft it. That might be one of those cases you can't. Yeah, it's not eligible
bitch. Why?
because it's a remaster, not a remake.
So we can't do remastered.
Only games that are remakes are from the ground up. Remasters is just putting out the same content and slapping 4K on it.
Motherfucker, why the hell did you fucking put it in this list then?
I didn't make that list.
Oh,
Noble
what
made
the
that
fuck,
list.
Dean?
I didn't make that
Fucking
list.
take,
Noble made that
you're
list.
taking you're taking fucking shortcuts and shit, not making your own list.
I made my own list from Noble's list.
Fuck you. Fuck, now I gotta find something else.
Well, I can tell you. Hold on, I can tell you right now. This is a risk. All right. This is a risk because this game we've known about for just as long as Metroid Prime 4 and still have not seen a single video snippet of it. But if it comes out, it's going to do well. And that's Hollow Knight Silksong. That's the top available game right now.
I have that on my list. I don't believe it exists anymore.
Then I'll go with Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl.
All right.
You bitch.
Is that the Ukraine studio?
Fuck you.
Yeah. Yes,
Oh,
that
that
is.
poor studio. A lot of them have died just fighting in the war against Russia.
Yep.
Yeah, why do you think this shit's gonna pop the fuck off when it releases?
Okay.
True. People love
Sympathy.
that kind of thing.
Let's see if I can add this one. So, I'm thinking.
Thinking, guys.
Shut up,
That
dude.
means trouble.
And I've heard of this game, and it has been all over the place. And I would hope that it would come out this year. And that game is Pal World.
It did come out.
It's in early
Well,
access, so you can.
Still technically in early access. How does that work?
Yeah, I don't. Here, I can check. Hold on.
I know there's like a review for it technically, but I don't know how that
Oh
works.
no, it's not. It's not eligible because it's
It
in
has
early
score.
access.
Yeah, it has score.
I can't. It's in early access.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's see. So I could pick something
Ah.
else. Gavin, go fuck yourself.
It's not like anybody else is fucking me.
Uh,
I hope nobody else heard that out of context.
well, Gavin took Stalker 2. Pal World isn't eligible.
So you want me to tell you what obviously Hollow Knight is still there, which I told you about. The second top available game, and this is pure speculation, obviously, but according to Fantasy Critic, the next top available game would be Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Your dad would be all over that.
Should look at the reviews on the last one and give you a good idea if that's worth it.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. I'm trying to see.
let's do. Ooh, I'm looking in here.
I've never played any of the Mana games, but it is
Yeah.
exciting that there's a new Mana game for the first time in 15 years. That's in the top list too.
I will do. Is it still available?
What is it?
Helldiver?
Helldivers is still available, yep.
Helldivers 2 is what I will do. Oh, and then I have to do
I
my
honestly think you'll get some good reviews on that. I've heard good things about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm also considering it.
So my counter pick.
So this is a game you think is not going to do well or not going to come out.
Metroid Prime.
I was gonna do that.
That's right.
That's a pretty good pick because I don't even think it's going to come out. So
I don't think it is either. They've been talking about it since what, 2018?
Yep. Hey, listen. I'm gonna stick by my girl Samus, all right? All right. So Gavin, you have a counter pick.
I'm gonna go with Unicorn Overlord.
That's rude.
Oh.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch.
You know what? Go suck a dick.
Dean, come here.
All right.
He's busy. Leave him alone.
Okay. What should I pick?
I'm on this. Almost done.
I think that I will pick. You know what? I have an idea.
I have an idea.
I will pick Hades 2.
Oof.
Unbeliever over here.
For sure, for sure. All right, it's your turn.
All right, so my one that I'm going to quickly jump on here for my counter pick. Make sure it's. Oh, yeah, okay, so it just pulls up all the games it's already. That's
Yes.
perfect.
Yep.
Where is it at? Yep, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I think it's going to get potentially a 6, and that means negative points. So.
Mm-hmm.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, it was
Yup.
either that one or Metroid for me.
All right. Well, that's the case. That's how you want to play it.
That is. Well, you just chose 82, so you chose how to play
I
it
didn't
first.
choose Hades 2. Matthew chose Hades 2.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever, man.
One and the same,
That's
then.
my son. Sins of the son, not on the father. You know? That's how that saying goes.
Isn't it how
I
you
don't think
raised
it
him,
is.
though?
Okay, so do I want to choose a game that I think is going to do poorly, or do I want to lock a game in for someone that I don't think is going to come out? Matthew and Gavin both don't have anything locked on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I could lock one of their games. Because when a game's counterpicked, you can't drop it. So I could force one of them to stay with their picks. But I think their games, if they come out, will hit. And I think they will come out. All of their picks, I think, will come out. The only game that I'm seeing that I don't think comes out this year is from that son of a bitch who just picked one of my things. I'm going to counterpick Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Damn. I mean, that could potentially be a good counter pick. Either it comes out and it scores really high, or it doesn't come out. So I don't see a world where it comes out and scores low.
Yeah. So that you and I, Landon, both have 2 counter picks against us. Matthew and Gavin are walking free, and Angela has one that's against her.
Mm-hmm. But we still have one more counter to add.
That's something for you to bid on later.
Well, later, yeah. So it could change.
So, all right. That is the end of the draft. So for a recap, I drafted Princess Peach Showtime, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Earthblade, World of Goo 2, and Metroid Prime 4 with the counterpick against Metal Gear Solid Delta. Landon picked Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Rise of the Ronin, Assassin's Creed Codename Red, Hades 2, Metal Gear Solid Delta, and counterpicked Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Matthew picked The Plucky Squire, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door remake, Penny's Big Breakaway, Star Wars Outlaws, and Sandland, and counterpicked Hades 2. Gavin picked Black Myth Wukong, Little Nightmares 3, Silent Hill 2, Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, and counterpicked Unicorn Overlord. Angela picked Dragon's Dogma 2, Sinuous Saga Hellblade 2, Unicorn Overlord, Metaphor ReFantasia, Helldivers 2, and counterpicked Metroid Prime 4.
Some pretty damn good teams here.
Yeah. So, I'm excited. I can't wait till it's just between me and Landon, because we'll be the only ones bidding on anything.
Gaming can suck a dick too.
Are you actually going to be getting on and bidding on games?
Yes, when I remember.
See, that I don't think you remember.
I'll have to make notifications for myself. Does this go until the end of the year? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So is it like December 31st and it's over?
I believe that's the case, yes.
There's very few December games, so usually like around December 6th, 7th is probably when it really ends.
Yeah.
Maybe
But-
if people have leftover points and picking up some small, like, unknown indie games.
Yeah. Which could happen. So, if you liked, or even if you didn't like this podcast, make sure to do all of the things, like hitting the like button and the subscribe button and the bell at the XofPlays on YouTube, or giving a high rating on whatever podcast service you use so you can find like-minded people. Be sure to tell people about the show. Word of mouth is the best way to help us grow. And I brought it up before, but on patreon.com/thebriefingroom, you can financially support the show and get cool rewards as well. That's all from us. Take care.